for collaboration and cooperation with 2 ministries. Additionally, the committee conducted a fact-finding visit to Mombasa, where it held meetings with Governor, residents of former Buxton Estate and Likoni flats to verify the Governor's presentations concerning the allocation of the newly developed housing units to the former tenants of the estates. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee also undertook a visit to Marsabit County as part of its oversight and fact-finding mandate. As part of the engagement, the committee inspected Marsabit Medical College to evaluate the state of its facilities and its capacity to deliver medical training. Additionally, the committee reviewed the conditions of road infrastructure in Loyangalani town and visited Emolo village to assess the extent of damage and displacement of residents caused by the overflow of Lake Turkana. Mr. Speaker, sir, in this period, as part of parliamentary diplomacy, the committee undertook a visit to the East African community in Arusha, Tanzania, on a familiarization visit of the infrastructure projects under programs currently under implementation in Tanzania by the East African community. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee faced the following challenges which delayed conclusion of legislative business before it. 1, delayed response to statements, petitions, and inquiries from the government agencies. 2, inadequate funding, limiting committee effectiveness in undertaking comprehensive oversight. 3, frequent overlaps with the parliamentary obligations affected quorum and the timely convening of committee meetings. And 4, rescheduling and postponement of committee meetings with key external stakeholders, especially cabinet secretaries and governors. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee is scheduled to undertake the following activities in the next quarter. 1, review existing legislation and propose amendments to strengthen regulatory frameworks on roads and building construction standards, urban planning and zoning, housing affordability and financing, and public-private partnerships, PPPs, in infrastructure development. 2, to undertake visits to the various affordable housing projects in the country. And 3, to finalize its consideration and reporting on various pending petitions submitted by members of the public. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for chairperson.
The chairperson, Select Committee on County Public Accounts.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm taking this statement on behalf of the Chair, the Honorable Moses Otieno Kajwang, who's away. This is a statement on the activities of the County Public Accounts Committee for the period May to August 2025, issued pursuant to Standing Order 56 1B for the period commencing 1st May 2025 to 30th August 2025. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 56 1B to make a statement on the activities of the County Public Accounts Committee for the period commencing April 2025 to August 2025. During the period under review, the committee held a total of 28 meetings within and outside the precincts of Parliament to consider matters within its mandate. Mr. Speaker, sir, as you may recall, at its sitting on Thursday, 27 March 2025, the Senate considered the report of the County Public Accounts Committee on the Auditor General's reports for the financial year 2023-2024 and resolved that the committee undertakes an inquiry into the issues raised, conducts project inspections to verify their status, and follows up to ensure that officers implicated in any misappropriation of funds or breaches of the law are thoroughly investigated and prosecuted where culpable. During the period under consideration, the committee invited various county executives to consider the actions they have taken to address the unresolved issues raised in the Auditor General's report and on the financial statements of the county executives and the report of the Auditor General on financial statements on receiver of revenue. Mr. Speaker, sir, despite the Senate having accorded counties a period of over 90 days to implement its various recommendations, the committee has observed with deep concern the apparent unwillingness by county governors and accounting officers to take corrective actions. This conduct not only amounts to contempt of the Senate, but constitutes a violation of Section 53 of the Public Audit Act, Chapter 412B. In light of this, the committee has scheduled a report-writing session at which it shall further recommend punitive measures against the responsible officers with a view to ensuring that persons entrusted with the management of county finances comply with the provisions of the law and uphold sound principles of financial management. The committee observed that several critical issues remained unaddressed, including unsupported expenditures, stalled projects, non-remittance of statutory deductions, weak financial and record management systems, payments made outside IFMIS, unauthorized budget reallocations, poor asset and liability registers, human resource mismanagement, a persistent wage bill crisis, inadequate revenue collection, and the accumulation of pending bills across counties. These challenges point to systemic weaknesses in financial governance and underscore the urgent need for strict enforcement of accountability measures within county governments. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is worth noting that all public institutions are transitioning from the cash-based to accrual basis of accounting. In this regard, the committee invited the Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury and Economic Planning to provide an update on the readiness of counties to adopt the new accounting framework. The CS for National Treasury and Economic Planning informed the committee that the transition from cash-based to accrual accounting was being implemented in phases over a 3-year roadmap beginning 1st July 2024 with full compliance to international public sector accounting standards IPSAS expected by 30th June 2027. He explained that in the first year, counties are required to prepare an opening statement of financial position and report on financial assets. In the second year, they will report on financial assets, inventories and liabilities, and by the third year, they will be expected to comprehensively report on fixed assets, all financial assets, and all liabilities. The CS assured the committee that the structured roadmap supported by IFMIS reengineering, updated asset registers, an asset valuation framework, and targeted capacity building programs places counties on course to achieve that transition. He acknowledged, however, that inadequate funding, compliance by county entities, and enhanced technical capacity remain critical to ensuring readiness and timely compliance. Mr. Speaker, sir, during the period under review, the committee noted a gap in the oversight of county governments' additional allocations and accordingly invited the Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury and Economic Planning. The CS informed the committee that collaboration with development partners is governed by the Public Debt and Borrowing Policy of 2020, under which the National Treasury negotiates financing agreements while implementation is delegated to ministries, departments, and agencies. He explained that the grants are determined by the implementing MDAs in consultation with beneficiary counties and subsequently incorporated into the county government's additional allocations bill, and accountability, therefore, is anchored on monitoring and evaluation frameworks, including the minimum access conditions and minimum performance conditions, while MDS are responsible for ensuring that funded projects are embedded in the county integrated development plans and annual development plans. However, as a committee, we observed persistent oversight gaps since conditional grants often fall outside robust scrutiny compared to the equitable share. The Cabinet Secretary acknowledged the absence of clarity on the designated accounting officer for such grants and assured the committee that a new national policy on intergovernmental fiscal transfers is being developed to establish clear accountability. We observed accountability gaps in the implementation of NARIC, NAVCDP, and the FLOCA program, which provides a compelling justification for strengthening the Senate's oversight role over conditional and unconditional grants. Mr. Speaker, sir, finally, I wish to commend the members of the committee and the Secretariat for their diligence and commitment, which enabled acts. Honorable Speaker, I submit. Signed by the Chair, the Senator Moses.
In law, under maybe the Sports Act or the relevant regulations, so that the rewards to sportsmen is not arbitrary. It is based on some proper scheme. We saw the other day for Harambee Stars players being given one of these affordable housing houses. Is it a 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom? What is it? What is the criteria? I think that's a very, very important statement, very important statement, and I would request the Committee for Agriculture to really look into this matter, because some of our farmers are even uprooting tea and planting other things, Mr. Speaker, because they are not benefiting much from tea production, and also because they are discouraged when they see farmers from the mountain earning more than them. They feel so bad and they decide to venture into other things, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, for those few remarks, I support.
Senator Bone.
Mr. Speaker, allow me to use this opportunity to also commend our athletes for the performance they showed in Tokyo. Mr. Speaker, when the sports in Tokyo were going on, I was in a foreign country, a white man's country, and the admiration I received because I announced in the sports bar that I'm a Kenyan. In the sports bar, yeah, we watch sports in a sports bar. We don't watch sports in a church.
Just address the
If you want to take the Holy Communion, you go to church. If you want to see sports, you go to the sports bar. Mr. Speaker, sir, we are taken so seriously as far as sports is concerned. I therefore want to applaud the President for the recognition he gave to these young people, but also want to encourage government not to make it look like it's a presidential intervention. We have a proper budget that defines who gets what, for what reason, and at what time. Mr. Speaker, speaking on this victory by Lilian Odira, a Luo young girl, is a testament to the fact that all the Kenyan children can do what children in other tribes do. All they need is incentive. For a long time, many people thought that athletes was for young people from the Kalenjin nation. The Luo girl proved it wrong. Just like in boxing, until Wangila Napunyi got the first Kenyan gold medal, nobody knew that Luyas were the best boxers in Kenya. And hearing the history of the speaker when he was in a primary school in Magarini and the things he did, there's a talent. Mr. Speaker, I therefore support and I want to request that this statement be taken seriously, because there is an animal here called joyriders. Yes. Officials who superintend these teams, they take their girlfriends, their relatives at very high expense, when our actual athletes who win as accolades suffer in terms of welfare. I support.
Senator Richard Onyonk.
Mr. Speaker, I want to basically discuss the matter that I listened to Honorable Senator Osotsi raise. And Mr. Speaker, the matter was raised by Cherargei. As usual, Kenyans have very good ideas, Mr. Speaker. Brilliant. We always have such wonderful ideas. The problem is how we either implement them or implement them. Honorable Cherargei just said very simple out here, but I don't think whether he said it on the floor. Yes, you want to give our children capacity for them to be trained. Yes, you're providing internship for these children. Once you have provided the internship, can you please be fair? Can you please make sure that even a Njemp or even a child from Magarini or somebody from Nyatike gets an opportunity, because we believe in meritocracy. Right now, the way we are doing it, it's just like we are in a Sokohuru market. The highest bidder gets those opportunities. The children who know nobody cannot be able to access the public service portal. Those are the breakages we keep talking about, Mr. Speaker. The second issue I wanted to say is about the tea bonuses. Mr. Speaker, I brought a question into this House. It's been 2.5 years. The Committee of Agriculture actually never discussed this matter of bonuses. We are still testing tea using the tongue. And yet scientists are telling us now there are other parameters you have to use, like the content of iron, the content of potassium in coffee, so that then even when you test with your tongue, there's some way you test it. Right now, we are testing coffee. The people from Western Kenya are being told that our coffee is of poor quality because either we have dilapidated the soil content or we've actually mismanaged our animal and crop husbandry practices. Mr. Speaker, I really wish and hope that the Committee of Agriculture, like my sister Esio Kenyuri, has raised this issue. Our farmers are tired. They're being told the same narrative. Even by the time, Mr. Speaker, I was an MP 10, 15 years ago, tea bonuses have always been a matter of contention. Can this House take charge and fix the problems of our country? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Kisang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it's about 2 million. A small country like Mauritius, they have 20 million, tourists visiting there, and they make a lot of money. So, Honorable Speaker, it is important that we look at the law so that we can see how our young people can be motivated. And then finally, Honorable Speaker, the statement by Senator Okinyuri on tea bonus. In Marakwet County, we have a few areas where we grow tea, and this is, it is important to ask the Ministry of Agriculture, and especially KTDA, to ensure there is equitable allocation of bonuses across the country. Of course, what is also important to note, Honorable Speaker, the quality of tea is different from each area. So some areas might be given more bonus because of the quality of tea they produce. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator for Nairobi City County, Honorable Edwin Sifuna.
Speaker, allow me to start on the statement by the Senator from Busia, the Honorable Kio Mutata. Speaker, for a very long time, we in leadership positions in this country have ignored the financial management of our public hospitals, especially Kenyatta National Hospital. And that is because for a long time we thought we were, subject to a separate regime. I will have this House know that the disease that is at Kenyatta has crossed the road to Nairobi Hospital. I saw a member of this House, Honorable Speaker, just the other day complaining that they had been denied services at Nairobi Hospital because we had been removed from that panel because of mismanagement of that private hospital called Nairobi Hospital. And it has gotten to ridiculous levels. This House would not believe it. That even after that, I know it's a private hospital, after the dispute surrounding the financial management of Nairobi Hospital went to court, when the High Court had reserved a date for judgment, somebody went to the Court of Appeal to stop the judgment being read, which was scheduled to be read on the 9th of October. So we are staring at a crisis in the management of our hospitals, be they private or indeed the public. And I like the staying power of Senator Mutata because he has focused his spotlight repeatedly on the management of Kenyatta National Hospital. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, you will remember on this issue of rewarding of our athletes, the Cabinet Secretary for Sport, the Honorable Mvurya, the last time he was here, even you yourself in the chair were confused as what he was saying. You remember him saying there were 70 million shillings that had been set aside to reward the various sportsmen who had done well for the country. At that particular point in time, he owed the Lionesses, the Kenya 15s rugby women's team, 2 million shillings. And he could not tell us whether that 2 million was part of that 70 million. Honorable Speaker, do you know? Out of my repeated inquiry on the status and the welfare of the Lionesses, they found out that the head coach of the Lionesses, the 15th, was my classmate. And they suspected that he's the one who's bringing this information to the Senate repeatedly. They just woke up one day and suspended Dennis Mwanja as the head coach. For political reasons, Honorable Speaker, the young man has been suspended, judged without any trial or inquiry, just because he has repeatedly insisted on saying, Sifuna, when you see Mvurya there, ask him when he's paying the money for the Lionesses. So, I support Honorable Cheralgei when he says, let us know, all athletes, when you perform well for your country, what are your expectations? Who comes up with these figures? 5 million, 2 million? From which vote? From which vote? Even when we were debating the rules on housing here, we asked, we have a housing board that is supposed to allocate houses. How can the president just stand up and say teachers get 40%, these athletes get 30%? You know, we are lying to these young men. So let there be a regime where it is clear, if you win gold, this is what you get, and it comes from which vote. I thank you, Speaker.
Senator John Yutu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support the statement by Senator for Nandi, or Senator of Kenya from Nandi, Senator Cherargei, on this reward system for our sportsmen, Mr. Speaker. And I want to join my colleagues in saying that we need to come up with a formula of rewarding all the sportsmen and women in this country, Mr. Speaker. And we should go ahead and determine the source of funds. That we should not leave it to the president to just give, these rewards without exactly saying where the money comes from. If it is his personal resources, Mr. Speaker, then of course we should be told that it is from his personal resources. And Mr. Speaker, needless to say, that anyone who donates to sportsmen or any other person, millions of money, must also be able to show that they paid tax on such funds if it is from personal sources, Mr. Speaker. We should also include all sportsmen and women and define which sports are actually eligible for this particular reward. Mr. Speaker, I think it's time we also if we are going to come up with a framework, we also define the bullfighting as a sport in this country. And those who excel in that particular one are also rewarded, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, there are many areas of excellence in sports. And so we should come up with a clear definition of all the sports in this country. Mr. Speaker, allow me also to comment on the statement made by the Senator of Kenya from Busia, Senator Omtata, regarding the financial operations at Kenyatta National Hospital. And Mr. Speaker, the finances in hospitals have been affected by delayed disbursement of SHA claims. Mr. Speaker, many hospitals have closed shop because genuine claims have not been paid, while, Mr. Speaker, there are reports that there are claims that come from even non-existent hospitals that have been paid. So, Mr. Speaker, we must look at this, especially considering a recent media report that there are patients in Thika Level 5 Hospital who have been discharged but cannot be released by the hospital because they have not been able to clear their bills. Mr. Speaker, we want to call upon SHA to be able to be disbursing claims, paying claims in time, and to pay genuine claims, and at all costs to avoid paying claims that are fraudulent. Mr. Speaker, I support. Thank you.
Senator Fernandi.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. I want to support statement on the issue of tea. Mr. Speaker, it would interest the House that this unfairness continue to bedevil all of us. Mr. Speaker, as I talk today, 4 months down the line, money to KCC farmers are yet to be paid. Yet they have supplied milk. Mr. Speaker, there is crisis in agriculture sector. Mr. Speaker, for example, even on tea issue, Mr. Speaker, I want to confirm to colleagues, there are people who are saying that there is different quality of West Rift and East Rift in terms of tea from Mount Kenya region and West Rift. That is Bungoma, Nandi, Kericho, Bomet, Kisii, Nyamira. There is no difference, Mr. Speaker. We don't know when it comes to bonus and tea prices. Mr. Speaker, for example, like Kinoro, in Mount Kenya, they are getting 48 shillings and 10 cents. In Mudete, Vihiga County, they are getting 10 shillings. In Chebut, they are getting 12 shillings. In Kapsara, they are getting 10 shillings. In Nyasiongo, they are getting 12 shillings. In Momul, they are getting 24 shillings. In Tegat, they are getting 14 shillings. But all in Mount Kenya, from Kihoro to Michikuru, the lowest is 26 shillings and 50 cents. Mr. Speaker, this is a great travesty justice against tea farmers in this country. Mr. Speaker, if this matter is not addressed by Kenya Development Tea Authority, KTDA, we are going to approve tea. Then we see where lawyers will go in this country, yet they like taking a lot of tea, Mr. Speaker. And many people who are depending on tea, Mr. Speaker. We are going to approve because, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank Senator Ezi. We are suffering, Mr. Speaker. In fact, if you want to die in this country, be a farmer. If milk, we are yet to be paid. Tea, our bonuses have gone to the dogs, Mr. Speaker. Sugar cane is wobbling, Mr. Speaker. We are left to the masses of the maker, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this issue of tea, and I want to call upon KTDA, because they are the management company, and directors, that we have elected them that they must sign a performance contract in terms of bonus. Mr. Speaker, can you believe you are being paid 12 shillings in Chebuti factory in Kapsabet, but you are paying the plaka or muchunaji wa chai 13 shillings? Yani, you have to add 1 shilling for that you are being paid, Mr. Speaker. Is this not death, Mr. Speaker? We must be told what is happening, and I want to tell CS Mutahi Kagwe that we are now starting to treat us abnormally, and things will start becoming abnormal, Mr. Speaker. We must be told what is happening. There cannot be issue of quality. We went, and I want to agree that they are still using tongue to taste. Mr. Speaker, I wish I could be added 30 seconds to finish. There is no...
Give the Senator 1 minute to conclude.
Mr. Speaker, I might end up breaking down and crying because my people are suffering, Mr. Speaker. Let no one tell you that they are using tongue to taste tea. The difference between tea from Mount Kenya region and West region, there is no difference. There is no difference, Mr. Speaker. What happens in Mombasa is when the prices are good, they sell from central Mount Kenya region. But when the prices are poor, they come out with West Rift. And that is why they are telling us about foreign exchange and in terms of international pricing. There are cartels, Mr. Speaker, in Mombasa, and I'm telling Mutahi Kagwe to work on this issue and call me so that I can give the names of the cartels. I yield, Mr. Speaker, with a heavy heart.
Senator Omtata.
Mr. Speaker, first of all, on the question of sports, I want to support the statement by Senator Chererke because I think sports is no longer just entertainment. Sports is an industry, and some of the richest people in the world are sportsmen. We must look at sports as an avenue for making Kenyans rich, and we must spread these sports out. Because you get people like Wanyonyi running, people like Omanyala, people like the lady from Nyanza. These are coming from areas that are not traditionally sports areas in this country. We had Rudisha coming also from areas that did what? Ereng. So we need to spread these sports so that you can tap these young people when they are still very young. Also, on the statement about tea, allow me to play the devil's advocate a bit. I think there's a big problem also on the areas which are getting low quality prices. Because KTDA has sort of left these areas, and you'll find some of these areas like in Kisii and whatever, there are so many other small characters picking tea, collecting tea leaves and trying to sell them. So quality control has gone out. What I would love to see is KTDA spreading its wings, the way it has spread wings in Central and been able to manage that market. It spreads its wings down to these other parts and manages that market. And these people come and buy any type of tea, and then they compromise quality to be taken out of the industry. Because I think it's not fair to just cluster things as saying that Central gets this ones get that. No. The issue is that KTDA will sort of run out of these other areas when they liberalized the market and allowed every Tom, Dick, and Harry to be a tea buyer, a tea processor. So we need some regulatory regime so that the same discipline we see in Central should be extended down there so that the tea that is produced and the leaf quality are also managed and contained well. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I call on the KTDA and the ministry to see what they can do to govern the tea industry in these marginalized areas in such a manner that it can be beneficial to all of us. And I would like to persuade ourselves to move away from the issue of profiling regions and deal with the problem without looking at the region. This problem of KTDA has no geographical region in terms of geographical region. It's a management problem, and the management problem can be resolved without changing the regions or accusing a region. Thank you, Mr.
Senator Joyce Korir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to thank Honorable Cherargei for really recognizing our athletes, and just want to say that I must thank the government for the efforts that they have put across in terms of making sure that our sportsmen and women are rewarded accordingly. I would also want to concur with a number of colleagues who have also talked about streamlining the way we are rewarding them, which I want to believe that it is something that has to be done by our houses, so that at least every now and then we know what they are entitled wherever they are in these sports, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I would also want to touch on the issue that has been raised by Honorable Ekenyuri on tea sector. Honorable Speaker, this is an issue that is really affecting this country. As we speak right now, Honorable Speaker, our farmers are not happy. There is a lot of dangers because of the way they are being treated by the relevant ministry. These are issues that has been raised year in, year out, which I want to believe that if we can raise to occasion and stop this sideshow of just speaking because it's a matter of just speaking about tea, and really working out to an extent that we can listen to the stakeholders, because we've heard a lot of stories year in, out, talking about the issues of the price fluctuations. They have talked about issues of market dynamics, talking about increase in terms of production. These are issues that the farmers have been hearing day in, day out. But I want to say, Honorable Speaker, it's high time, because tea is one of the cash crop in this country. And I want to say that it's high time that the country, the ministry, sit down with the relevant stakeholders and give us a lasting solution on this. We have a solution. It's so weird to see a number of places getting the higher pay and others getting as low as 10 shillings. Yet it's the same product at an expense of talking about the market. Honorable Speaker, it's high time that we need to sit down. I'll ask the Committee on Agriculture, I'll ask the Minister of Agriculture to really address the issue of tea so that our farmers can be able to smile and be able to get what they are doing. Thank you.
Senator Matthew.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. You know, I'm a sports enthusiast. And, Mr. Speaker, you must also note that I am the first person from Jambini village to ever participate in international football when I represented this Augusta House during the East African Parliamentary Games in Juba and in South Sudan, and I did very well. So I rise to support this particular statement that has been sought by Senator Cherargei. And, Mr. Speaker, sir, I also want to first congratulate our athletes because of the very brilliant performance that we got from the Tokyo outing just the other day, Honorable Speaker. I would want to support this statement and say this, Mr. Speaker. Sports is a critical component, and as a country, Kenya is a powerhouse in sports, be it the rugby 7, be it the football. You saw our outing in the Chan the other day, Honorable Speaker, be it the world athletics, golf, many other sports, swimming, and many other sports, Honorable Speaker. But we must get a framework of rewarding excellence in sports, Honorable Speaker. We can't leave it to an individual to make decisions at their whim, Honorable Speaker. If anybody wants to give a token to anybody, especially to our sports people, Mr. Speaker, if you want to give our sports people any token, that will be up to you. But there must be some framework of what an athlete, what a sports person would get if they perform and get maybe a gold medal, get a bronze medal, get a silver medal, Honorable Speaker, they must know that this is what we would expect from government, Honorable Speaker. We can't just wake up haphazardly and say, if you score a goal, I'll give you $1 million. Tomorrow another person will score a goal and there's nothing to be given because we can't leave it to anybody to just make a decision. You know, Mr. Speaker, if the athletics went to Tokyo, now wake up and say, now we also want a share of the affordable housing. How will we stop them if we allowed the footballers who never even made it to the semifinals? These ones already have a gold medal. They have come home with a gold medal. Some have come home with a silver medal, Honorable Speaker. So we must get to understand that there is a specific budget of the amount of money that will be set aside to appreciate our sports people when they go out, Honorable Speaker. Maybe finally, is what Senator Boni has raised. We must also ensure that we allow people who deserve to travel, rather than people who don't deserve travel, and the people who deserve to travel, they remain here. I don't know what the problem Senator Boni has with people traveling with their girlfriends, especially if it is on their own budget. But if it is on the government budget, Honorable Speaker, if it is on the government budget, Honorable Speaker, then the people who should travel are the people who actually are participating in that particular game and the technical people who are supposed to support the other people. If you want to travel with your girlfriend, you can travel with them, but at your budget. It's not a problem. Those are extracurricular activities and they should be allowed and they should be encouraged.
Senator Olekina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to comment on this statement by Senator Esio Kinyori in regards to the issue of bonuses on tea. Mr. Speaker, first, I was listening carefully and keenly to my colleague, the senator from Nandi County, and I could see how emotional he was in terms of this issue of bonuses. And my views on the bonuses is completely unorthodox because I don't subscribe to the school of thought that says that the importance of tea bonuses is universal. There are several factors that determines. One of the factors is the soil conditions, management, and it is very difficult for us to continue holding ourselves with colonial shackles where we are determining and saying that the tea price must be this. What happens if those people who are consumers of that tea do not want the tea from, let's say, Mount Kenya? They would prefer tea from Nandi because of different climate conditions. So I think we have to be realistic. In as much as we are demanding so much, equity or equality when it comes to the issue of bonuses, we have to be alive to the fact that climate conditions, marketing, management, desire, demand dictates what eventually will be given. So when we say we are going to summon the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, or actually ask him why he's making such determination, we need to be realistic. There's no way you can force me to pay 120 shillings for sugar from Brazil, and I know maybe they don't grow sugarcane, and you ask me to pay the same amount for sugar from Kenya, which I know farmers struggle to grow it with sugarcane. So we have to be realistic to that. And I think the most important thing that we must now do is either to determine whether these bonuses will be determined regionally based on those conditions, but saying it is universal importance, we will be missing the point. This statement is good. However, we cannot say that one shoe fits everyone. It is not possible. Climate conditions are different. Let me tell you, I'm an expert in tea. I drink tea every day. And I can tell you, there are tea that, when I grew up, I lived in Boston, Massachusetts. And in one area in Harvard Square, there was a tea shop. You'll go there, you'll find tea from all over the world. Tea from Nepal, tea from Brazil, tea from Kenya, and the prices will always be different. So there's no way you can expect to be paid the same in bonuses. There's just no way. Let's just be realistic. Let us be realistic. The difference, Mr. Speaker, can be too huge.
What is your point of order, Senator Joyce?
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I always respect my good neighbor, Honorable Ledama. But I want to say that it's always good, especially when it's an issue that is touching on the farmers, to do a proper research and check on the quality of tea across the country and even across the world.
Korir, what is disorderly about Senator?
Yeah, he's not in order because he's misguiding the country in terms of how the prices are being given, Honorable Speaker. The prices are given based on the quality of tea. Can you challenge us that the tea from the South Rift is poor quality? Can you challenge us?
Senator Joyce Korir, that is according to his understanding. If you wanted to give him information to the contrary, then you could have stood on a point of information.
Allow me to inform him.
No, you're out of order.
Based on the facts.
No. Take your seat. Conclude.
Mr. Speaker, I had not concluded. If you may allow me 1 minute.
Senator for Kilifi, what is your point of order?
On a point of order, Mr. Speaker. I heard my colleague, Senator Joyce Korir, saying, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I was wondering whether my ears were hearing the right thing. Do we have a Deputy Speaker sitting right now? Or do we have a Speaker in the House?
For Kilifi, Senator Joyce Korir was on a point of order, so you cannot raise on a point of order against her. Senator Lekina, I'm informed you had already utilized your 3 minutes. You had already utilized your 3 minutes. Senator, no. From the table, you had utilized your 3 minutes. Senator Alexander Mundigi.
Asante Bwana Spika kwa kunipa nafasi niweze kuchangia mjadala wa mambo ya kilimo. Mimi mwenyekiti mdogo wa mambo ya kilimo. Ni asante kwa Kinyuri kwa kuleta statement inahusu mambo ya kilimo. Bwana Spika, nataka niseme mambo ya kilimo sio mambo ya mchezo ya paka na panya. Ninasikia watu wakilia mambo ya mbei. Hata tunajua mambo ya kilimo, hata ng'ombe ya Ngirendi uwezi lainisha pamoja na ng'ombe ya samani. Mambo ya kahawa, majani na maziwa, mimi nimetembea mpaka Dubai, tumeenda Turkey, juu ya public participation na mambo ingine, lakini uwezi kurashimisha mambo ya kilimo ule mtu ataka kununua kitu yake ama ile kitu ataangalia vile atafanya. Kwa hiyo naunga Senator Okina vile amesema, kwa sababu pia kilimo ya majani sio kilimo ya mahindi ama maharagwe. Ni kitu unaona ukienda Mount Kenya, karibu hata mtu na mtoto wake walale pale wakiangalia ile mambo ya kilimo ya majani. Fertilizer kama hija kuja, unakuta kila wakati wanapiga kelele. Mimi nimeenda mpaka huko Rift Valley, tumeenda hata huko Bungoma, lakini unakuta mambo ya kamati.
What is your point of order, Senator Joyce Korir?
Is it in order for Honorable Mundigi to misguide the House, talking about the farmers from the upper region sleeping in the tea buying centers? Yet it's something that is happening across. He's talking about the plants that they are planting in the eastern part, which is also across the divide. Is it in order to mislead the House that we are having the same clone and the prices are different, yet it is stated, according to the research, that they are the best? Is it in order to misguide us, Honorable Speaker?
Senator Joyce Korir, I'm struggling to get your point of order. Maybe, and I don't think the good doctor, Senator Mundigi, has apprehended.
Doctor? Did you say doctor?
You tend to provide information, Senator Joyce Korir, but you come out, you want to put it across as a point of order. But honestly, you're giving a lot of information to your colleagues. And I believe if you can intervene in terms of, on a point of information, you'll be able to help your colleagues than in intervention in terms of a point of order. Proceed.
Asante Bwana Spika. Mimi nataka kusema hakuna pahali waziri wa agriculture anaingilia mambo ya kilimo. Mambo ya kilimo ni mwenyewe unataka kuangalia kilimo. Kwa hiyo naomba watu wa Rift Valley ama wale watu wanalamika mambo ya bei ya Mount Kenya waweze kuja katika mlima, tuwafunze mambo ya accountability, mambo ya wale watu wengine wanaangalia vile. Kwa sababu mambo ya kilimo ya majani mpaka inauzwa na KTDA, na mpaka mzungu ama ule mtu anatumia alipwe pesa mpaka aseme anataka hii ama anataka hile. Hata mimi tukiwa hapa tuko maseneta, huwezi kusema unataka ule unaunga mkono ule unataka. Mambo ya kilimo, waziri wa cooperative ametoka Rift Valley. Mbona sisi hawezi ingilia na ndiye analipa? Kwa hivyo Bwana Spika, mimi nasema wale watu wanaamika mambo ya bei, huwezi linganisha ng'ombe ya Ngirenti na ambaye ng'ombe si ya Ngirenti. Mpaka wakuje Mount Kenya tuwafunze mambo ya kilimo, na wanjalalamika watasikia uchungu, kwa sababu kuna mambo ya kahawa, kuna mambo ya maziwa, na maziwa tumeenda mpaka huko Mount Elgon, tunakuta watu kule wizi ya maziwa imeendelea. Mambo ya kahawa inaimbwa ikipelekwa mpaka Uganda. Kwa hiyo sasa mimi naongea kama mwenyekiti wa kilimo, mpaka mtu apatiwe haki yake. Kwa hivyo wale watu wanalamika, wataendelea kulalamika wakiunga mambo ya cabinet secretary, na kule mahali cabinet secretary anaingilia. Cabinet secretary wa agriculture ametoka Mount Kenya, cabinet secretary wa cooperative ametoka Western. Kwa hivyo naomba mkulima alipwe kulingana na kazi yake. Katika Biblia kulikuwa na sana 10, wale walikuwa werevu na wale walikuwa na mafuta. Wale watu wanalipwa wako na mafuta. Kwa hivyo Bwana Spika, nasema hiyo mambo yote. Kwa hivyo naunga mkono, tutafanya upelelezi.
Senator Kathuri.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, this issue has generated a lot of heat. And this is not the first time that the factories in the Eastern Bloc have earned better prices than factories on the Western Bloc, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, for information, I want to inform this House that KTDA manages 69 factories. Each tea factory has its own directors. It's like they are like companies, Mr. Speaker. So I want to put to task Senator Okenyuri, Esther. I followed your statement very closely. The difference between the prices is purely on management. It is not that KTDA favors factories on the Eastern Bloc. It is purely managerial issues. The people you should put to task to explain why your prices are low in the region are the directors of your factories. Because farmers elect their directors. And from this side, the Eastern Bloc, Mr. Speaker, to be honest, even now we are complaining that the prices are not what we expected. Because, Mr. Speaker, like last year, for example, the factories represented by Senator Kenyuri, last year, Nyasiongo and 30 shillings and 50 cents. This time is 12 shillings. What is the variance? This variance of 18 shillings and 50 cents. What are the reasons that has made that factory to come down from 30 to 12? The people to ask is not actually the CS agriculture. It is the management of the factories that have low prices, Mr. Speaker. There are so many factors that are considered when you take your tea to the market. The quality of tea. In some factories, they pluck 4 leaves and unburned. In the eastern side, we pluck 2 leaves and unburned. So we waste a lot of kgs. We weigh very little kgs, but quality. There's other side, they have a lot of kgs, but poor quality. So when we take this tea to the world market, those buyers will go for the best tea. They taste. I don't need any information on tea issues. You've not been in this registration for the last 14 years on tea issues. Now, Mr. Speaker, let me also advise Senator Joyce, let your factory sell directly, because in the Tea Act 2020, we provided that the factories can sell directly their tea to the international market. Why don't they take that option of selling directly without using KTDA? Mr. Speaker, tea issues, what they should do is to sit with the management and know the reasons why the tea is fetching low prices, not because KTDA favors the tea in the Eastern Bloc. If there is anyone to blame, you blame the buyers, because they prefer tea, because the tea.
Senator Managatai, you may now proceed to give your notice, because that business had been deferred.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion. That aware that the Minister of Education in Kenya introduced junior secondary school, JSS, as part of the competency-based curriculum CBC implementation, marking a major milestone for the country's education system and a key opportunity to improve the quality of education available to students. Appreciating that the junior secondary schools program play a vital role in shaping the academic trajectory of learners by providing students with a strong foundation in core subjects, helping them develop essential skills and offering them opportunity to participate in extracurricular activities, promoting greater social inclusion. Concerned that the integration of junior secondary schools within primary schools setups has posed major challenges to junior secondary school teachers, including inadequate training on the new competence-based curriculum, limited opportunity for career advancement, conflict in leadership, decision-making, and resource allocation leading to strained relationship with end teachers. Further, concerned that junior secondary school, JSS, face critical shortages in essential infrastructure such as laboratories, libraries, ICT apps, and science equipment necessary for the implementation of the JSS curriculum, coupled with inadequate access to approved learning materials and teaching resources, resulting in inconsistencies in curriculum delivery, hindering effective teaching, learning, and overall student development. Now, therefore, the Senate resolved that the Minister of Education, the Teacher Service Commission, and the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development should provide for an independent administrative and operational framework for junior secondary schools to enhance governance, streamline management, and create a more focused learning environment for the learners. 2, allocate adequate funds for the construction and equipping of junior secondary schools with essential facilities such as science labs, libraries, and ICT rooms, and provide adequate learning materials relevant with the curriculum. 3, offer professional development program for junior secondary school learners to help them specialize in specific subjects to effectively implement the JSS curriculum. 4, develop a clear progression framework for junior secondary school teachers, including opportunities for promotion and additional responsibility allowance. Number 5, formulate clear policies and guidelines outlining the structure, curriculum, and management of junior secondary schools. And number 6, and the last one, ensure an optimal teacher-to-student ratio to facilitate personalized student attention and effective learning. I move, Honorable Speaker.
Next order. Order number 8, motion, approval of Senator Consolata Wakwabubi to serve in select committees of the Senate.
The Senate Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, sir, on behalf of the Leader of the Majority, I rise to move the approval of Senator Consolata Nabwire Wakwabubi to serve in select committees of the Senate. That notwithstanding the resolution of the Senate made on the 12th of February 2025 on the approval of senators to serve in various standing committees of the Senate and pursuant to standing orders number 197, 199, and 228 following nomination by the Senate Business Committee, the Senate approves the nomination of Senator Consolata Nabwire Wakwabubi, MP, to serve in the Standing Committee on National Cohesion, Equal Opportunity, and Regional Integration, and the Select Committee of Delegated Legislation. Mr. Speaker, this motion should not take too much of the time of the House, but allow me to acknowledge the fact that I'm requesting colleagues to support this motion on an afternoon. And Mr. Speaker, in our community, a child who is born at such a time is called Nabwire. So it's a big coincidence. She was born at such a time, and at the same time, we seek to have her allowed to sit in this very important committee. What is more, we want her to sit on the equal opportunity and regional integration. This is a senator who found her way in this House because of the power of the Constitution of Kenya, which gives equal opportunity to all Kenyans, men or women. So being a beneficiary from this affirmative action, I believe she's going to live to the task. I only want to ask her, please don't copy from some ladies I have seen elsewhere, not in this house. The agenda in this house, in the house where I saw them, Mr. Speaker, I said, I saw them elsewhere, Mr. Speaker, with your protection. Their agenda, day in, day out, agenda 1, agenda 2, is on women. Who told you you came here to represent women? You came here to defend the Constitution of Kenya to the hilt. And nowhere in the Constitution does it say that a nominated senator represents women. In fact, there are some women here, women senators here, who represent me so well that when they do it, I only acknowledge them. I don't even raise a finger. So, Senator Wabwire, take courage. Don't be stuck in the misconception that you represent women. Learn from Senator Esther Okinyuri. She addresses diverse issues, including she has talked about the important issue of tea farmers. With those many remarks, I now wish to ask the senator from Bomet, Senator Joyce Korir, to second my motion.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to really congratulate the party that has also brought me here for giving chance to my sister, the honorable member, and to also to thank her for accepting to work as a nominated member. I know she's up to the task. With the few days that we've stayed together, I've learned a lot. She's ready to work, and I must congratulate her. Honorable Speaker, I beg to second. Thank you.
Honorable Senators, I will now proceed to propose the question, which is that notwithstanding the resolution of the Senate made on the 12th of February 2025 on the approval of senators to serve in various standing committees of the Senate, and pursuant to Standing Orders 197, 199, and 228, following nomination by the Senate Business Committee, the Senate approved the nomination of Senator Consolata Nabwire Wakwabubi, MP, to serve in the Standing Committee on National Cohesion, Equal Opportunity and Regional Integration, and the Select Committee on Delegated Legislation. Now, Honorable Senators, this is a procedural motion. However, the floor is open for debate. Before I put the question, I will ask the clerk to confirm if we do have quorum, the requisite quorum for us to proceed to put the question. Okay, we only have 13 honorable senators, and therefore we are too short. We will defer the putting of the question. Next order. Clerk, can you count again? Okay, honorable senators, I'm told we do have the requisite quorum now, so I'll proceed to put the question. Take your seat, Senator Fernandez. I'll proceed to put the question. Take your seat, Senator Boni. Senator Ezina, take your seat. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, my understanding is that you can only put the question after the mover has been asked to respond, to reply, Mr. Speaker. So,
if you so wish, Honorable Boni, you may proceed to reply.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, it's just a question of procedure. This is what Shukuku taught me.
You may proceed to reply.
Things must be done. Martin Shukuku.
Allow.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to respond. Thank you. Reply.
I'll proceed to put the question. That notwithstanding the resolution of the Senate made on the 12th of February 2025 on the approval of senators to serve in the various standing committees of the Senate and pursuant to the standing orders 197, 199, and 228, following nomination by the Senate Business Committee, the Senate approved the nomination of Senator Consolata Nabwire Wakwabubi, MP, to serve in the Standing Committee on National Cohesion, Equal Opportunity and Regional Integration, and the Select Committee on Delegated Legislation. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, motion, report of the Standing Committee of Finance and Budget on the county government's equitable share cash disbursement schedule for financial year 2025-2026. Division.
That business is deferred for lack of the requisite delegations. So, clerk, order number 10, order number 11, order number 12, order number 13, order number 14, order number 15, order number 16, those orders are deferred. So call order number 17.
Order number 17, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Japheth Makoha, the Executive Director of the The Impact CBO, to amend the County Governments Act 2012 on the mandate of the county governors assigning portfolio of a county executive committee member, CEC, to the deputy county governors.
Chairperson, Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move the report of the Devolution Committee on petition by Mr. Joseph Makoha, the Executive Director of Tribal Heritage, that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations as a petition to the Senate by Mr. Joseph Makoha, the Executive Director of the Impact of CBO, to amend the County Government Act 2012 on the amendment of the county governors, assigning portfolios to the County Executive Committee, member the CCM, to the Deputy County Governors, laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, 25th September 2025. Honorable Speaker, on April 2024, the Senate received a petition from the same Joseph Makoha to amend the County Act 2012 on the mandate of the county governors assigning portfolios of the county executive committees to the deputy governors. Honorable Speaker, the petition was presented to the Senate on Tuesday, 14th May 2024, pursuant to Order number 236 2B. Honorable Speaker, this bill, there also has been an amendment of bill by the DS of bill number 5225, which was earlier discussed. However, I will read the petition. The issue raised in the petition was that Section 32 under Part 5 of the County Government Acts of 2012 relates to the functions of the Deputy Governor, particularly subsection 3 of the Section 22 of the County Government Act of 2012, which states that the Governor may assign the Deputy Governor any of the responsibilities or portfolio as a member of the County Executive Committee. That based on this very Section 32.3, there have been unclear public debates and misunderstanding whether the county governors have assigned or delegated the same functions, some functions to the deputies. Honorable Speaker, the petitioner opined that since the county governors have not been obliged by the law to assign duties or portfolios to the deputy governors, this section of the County Government Act of 2012 appears ambiguous in relation to the implementation, as fewer governors have discharged the functions. Further, because of disagreement that have existed between many county governors and their deputies, the CEOs or the governors have avoided the implementation of this section. Moreover, some of the governors have expressed fears and anxieties that assigning their deputies some portfolios might render them ineffective and unpopular in the court of public opinion, especially when the deputy governors apparently display higher performance. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Joseph stated that many county governors, who are mostly politicians but not technocrats, have demonstrated high propensity of picking technocrats as their deputies at election time as a way of imploring the citizens to vote for their candidacy tickets. Definitely, this implies that the deputy governors have always displayed a better leadership and governance than the county governors because of their richness of experience in high managerial positions, and majority of votes have held the public notion. The petitioner was concerned that some county governors have strongly felt usefulness of their deputy governors. The petitioner informed that without deputy county governors who selected the deputies based on high competence and suitability getting assigned by functions or portfolios, the citizens strongly feel that it is a waste of business, talent, and time of taxpayers' money. Honorable Speaker, as you are aware, there has been many conflicts over the years, especially other than only 12 counties. Most of the counties, there's a problem between the governors and the county governors as a result of not governors assigning proper duties to the deputy governors. Additionally, that the citizens strongly feel that there is a fear that the money is being paid for the 7 deputy governors is a waste of public funds. It increases the percentage of wage bill against the national revenue, but yet the holders of these offices do not compound positively to the total labor productivity in the executive. Honorable Speaker, the prayer of the petitioner is as follows: amend Section 32, subsection 3 of the County Government Act 2012 by replacing the word may with shall, so that the law obliges the 47 county governors to assign a portfolio to the county executive committee to the deputy governors. Amending this section will impact greatly on synergies and harmonious execution of public duties of both county governors and their deputies. In turn, it will demonstrate clear sharing of power. 2, amend this very section and subsection of the County Government Act of 2012 amending this will bring value of monies that were paid out of the consolidated fund for the 7 county deputy governors, salaries and remunerations. 3, amending the act will see for the 7 county governments cutting down on the wage bill of the executive because of the county governors will not have to appoint with approval of the county assembly and further allocate salaries and remunerations and other subsistence those associated with the extra county executive committee member. 4, hears and consider the petition with a view of having to be dealt pursuant to the respective laws and further to be disposed of appropriately and expeditiously. The committee proceeds to consider the petition, and apparently we have called the petitioner on 17th of April. The executive directors of the Tribal Heritage has been called with the support documents, and therefore, having listened to him, that there was a genuine at least case, and therefore the committee has given the report. Honorable Speaker, the committee made the following observations. The petitioner prayed that the Senate may amend Section 32(3) of the County Government Act number 2012 by replacing the word may with shall, so that the law obligates all 47 county governors to assign a county executive committee portfolio to the deputy governors. The County Government Laws Amendment Bill 24 directly addresses the petitioner concerns, and the bill proposes amendment to Section 32 of the County Government Act Cap 265 to provide the deputy governors shall undertake the functions of an appointed position and the County Executive Committee as may be assigned by the governor. The committee also observed that while assigning the portfolio, the deputy governor is actually will work well in some counties, making such assignment mandatory mandatory may present it practically and accountability challenges, particularly when the deputy governor is required to act as a governor under the Article 179(5) of the Constitution. The committee noted that such assignment should remain discretionary decision for the governor. Based on the findings, Honorable Speaker, the committee recommends the following: that owing to the fact that the office of the deputy governor is financed by public resources, it is imperative that there be a deliberate assignment, responsibilities to ensure optimal utilization of such resources. Therefore, the County Government Act Cap 265 be amended to impose a mandatory requirement of the governor to assign specific responsibilities to deputy governors and to ensure the office of the deputy governor is adequately facilitated to effectively deliver on those responsibilities. 2, that assignment of portfolio to the deputy governor, as may be as of the County Executive Committee, remains discretionary decision of the governor, based on the unique operational dynamics of each county. As making such an assignment mandatory may present practical and accountability challenges, particularly where the deputy governor is required to act as a governor under Article 179(5) of the Constitution. Honorable Speaker, the committee take this opportunity to commend the members of the committee to their devotion and ask the Senate to adopt the report. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to submit and also request my Honorable Senator from Makwiny to second.
Senator Kisang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to second the motion. This portion, actually, Honorable Speaker, is very timely because even in the past, I remember in the last parliament, there was a member who attempted to bring a bill to assign the deputy governors some roles in the law, but I think it was gotten by time, and by the time the 12th Parliament lapsed, the bill had not been discussed, Honorable Speaker. So I support this motion as a result of the petition by Mr. Makwiny, Honorable Speaker, because there is some bad manners by some governors where during campaign, Honorable Speaker, they look for very qualified and competent professionals as running mates just for the sake of votes. And immediately after they are elected, Honorable Speaker, the deputy governors are relegated to sit in a corner, read newspaper, and they are highly paid, Honorable Speaker. So this is also something that is important for you, Honorable Speaker, to note, because I know your interest also as a governor. So when the people of Meru, great people of Meru elect you as a governor, Honorable Speaker, it is important that your deputy is assigned roles so that they can assist you. The reason why the law is very clear that the deputy governor is assigned duties by the governor so that you are assisted. In fact, Honorable Speaker, when you look at the committees that we invite the governors to come to our committees, both oversight committees and the departmental committees, Honorable Speaker, you will only see the governor and CECs and county secretary. You will never see the deputy governors anywhere. They are only seen during campaign. After campaign, they are nowhere completely, Honorable Speaker, because these are people who are state officers who are paid. In their ranking orders, Honorable Speaker, deputy governors actually are put at the same level with members of parliament. And you know, these are people, when they are being elected, the minimum requirement for a deputy governor is the same as for a governor and the president and deputy president. They need to have a minimum of a degree. And basically, you get a professional who is a lecturer or a professional who is a medical doctor like Kalwale here, and you just allow them to earn salary and read newspapers, which is unfair. So, Honorable Speaker, I support that the County Governments Act be amended and replace the word may to shall, Honorable Speaker, so that the deputy governors are assigned roles, either CCMs or particular duties to undertake, Honorable Speaker. Because, I mean, this is wasting professionals, Honorable Speaker. We want to commend some governors who have already assigned the CCs, the deputy governors CC roles. One of them actually is one of our colleagues. You remember in the 11th Parliament, we served together with the Honorable Ada Odera, who was the member for Teso North. He's a deputy governor in Busia, where we are going next week, and he's been assigned a role as a CCM. So basically, he's busy assisting the governor. But the other governors, I don't know why they fear. Why do you get somebody who is competent, and then you fear to give them roles? What was the use of picking them in the first place? So it is important that you respect professionalism and assign them roles. So I want to thank Senator Abbas for this bold move, and I request them that they come up quickly, Honorable Speaker, with the amendments. We need to propose, we do the county government amendment bill, so that, Honorable Speaker, at least, even if with the remaining 1 year or so, the deputy governors are assigned roles, or at least the next parliament, the elections of 2027, governors will use running mates, knowing very well the law will have been changed and it will compel them to assign the deputy governors roles. You know, somebody who is assisting you is supposed to help you deliver. But if you don't assign, then how will you deliver? It's also good to give warning to some of the deputy governors, Honorable Speaker. There are some, when they get elected, some behave as co-governors. I remember there have been impeachments that have come to this house where governors are complaining that some deputy governors are behaving as co-governors. They need to know you are principal assistant and you cannot insubordinate. And if you insubordinate, the law is very clear. You can be sent home early, you know. You're smiling. So I don't want to say much, Honorable Speaker. I just ask colleagues, please let's support this motion, and then basically let the proposed amendments be brought as a bill so that we can support and pass it, so that those who are seeking for positions of governors, they need to respect the deputies and assign them roles to serve the people of Kenya instead of earning salary and reading newspapers. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I second.
Thank you, Senator Kisang. Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Japhet Makoha, the Executive Director of the Impact CBO, to amend the County Governments Act 2012 on the mandate of the county governors, assigning portfolio of a county executive committee member, CCM, to the deputy county governors, laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, 25th September 2025. Yeah, there are several members who want to contribute to this motion, but since Senator Kisang, you mentioned the chair, I want to inform you from the chair that next week during the Devolution Conference, yours truly has come up with a bill that will be moving during the Senate Mashinani in Busia to give deputy governors some law to pray. You said I'm seeking for a higher position, it is yes, but still I'm registering to help the deputy governors. You can see how magnanimous I am. So Senator Medu John.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support this report of the Committee on the Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations. And, Mr. Speaker, there was a time we really bashed this committee because of giving us a report that we felt was half-baked on the matter of Nyamira. But on this particular report, Mr. Speaker, I think they have done a good job. The architecture of our politics, Mr. Speaker, and the way the architecture of our politics is, most of the deputy governors who come to office, and I'm happy that I have heard that you are seeking higher authority, and I wish you well. And you, of course, know that there is a shorter route to you getting to that seat than doing what you are currently doing. There's a way you can get there without necessarily having to do a lot of work. There's a way I can help you, and you know it. But since we are not there yet, you still have an opportunity to redeem and be politically correct. But the way our architecture is in, Mr. Speaker, you see people compete, even in party primaries. That I ran against a competitor of mine, after primaries or even before primaries, people sit down and they agree on what we call guided democracy, so that we don't spend a lot of our resources, we don't spend a lot of our effort, and we come together, and more often than not, we agree that we are forming government together. But once people form government, most of the things that they agree will be done are not done. In the cases of, for example, the county that I come from, Nyandarua County, is a county that has 5 constituencies. For the 3 terms that we have had devolution, Mr. Speaker, the governor has always come from Molkalau. The deputy governor comes from Kinangop, the most populous constituency, Mr. Speaker, because Olkalau is on the north and Kinangop is on the south. And that is the case for most of the places and most of the counties that are here, Honorable Speaker, so that everybody feels that they are part and parcel of the administration of that particular county, Mr. Speaker. But more often than not, just as Senator Kisang has correctly and aptly put it, Mr. Speaker, because there are other offices that are lower than the position of the deputy governor, and I'm happy that you are bringing a bill to try and cure this particular problem. Since there is no specific role that has been assigned to a deputy governor, and there are other people who are at lower pedestals than the governor, the deputy governor, sorry, and they have specific roles, Mr. Speaker, functions follow power, or power follows function, whichever comes before the other. So if you have functions like, for example, the county secretary is the head of public service in every county government, Mr. Speaker. And I think they are also the secretaries to the county executive committees. So every time a county executive committee sits, I think it is the county secretary who is the secretary of that particular highest decision-making organ in a county, Mr. Speaker. If you come to county executive committee members, CCMs, Mr. Speaker, every CCM has their specific role. That for agriculture is the CC for agriculture, and they are overseeing the functions on agriculture, livestock, fisheries, and what have you. If there is the CC for finance, they have their specific roles. If there's CC for roads, they have their specific roles, Honorable Speaker. But I find it a bit ambiguous that you are told that you are just the principal assistant to the governor. You know, principal assistant is just a very ambiguous word, Mr. Speaker. If you, for example, take, and if you are to borrow from the national government, before the executive, I think executive order number 1 was signed, there were roles that the deputy president of the republic is assigned by the constitution, Mr. Speaker. For example, Mr. Speaker, you know that the deputy president is the one that chairs IBEC. That is a very specific role that has been assigned to that particular office. And nobody else can undertake that particular role, Mr. Speaker. So besides that, being called a principal assistant to the principal, also there's also, I think, another provision that they can be assigned roles by the governor or roles by the president, Mr. Speaker. Now, in this case, by the governor, Honorable Speaker. If you're told that you'll be assigned roles by the governor, what if he doesn't? Because more often than not, some governors, and most governors, feel threatened by their deputies. For that one reason that I've just told you, Mr. Speaker, if I was running against you, and we just came together so that we can win, I can run against you again. So they feel that they want to ensure that the deputy governors are as powerless as can possibly be, so that they cannot challenge them in the next election, Mr. Speaker. And I'm seeing people who want to be governors here. So there are people that I'm talking to, Senator Boni, Senator Ososi, your own self, And Senator Cherargei, I hear he has now also declared that he wants to be governor. I didn't know that's why he was really vicious against his current governor. And you know, it's a full cycle. I hear now that his governor is now running to be member of parliament. So I'm sure he can even next election run for a member of county assembly. And next election, and the cycle will go on. But Mr. Speaker, a point that I'm saying, Mr. Speaker, we must try and protect, because this is a constitutional office. We must try and ensure that people don't just earn for nothing. You hear cases of deputy governors who cannot even access their official vehicles. I know of many deputy governors who don't even use their official vehicles because they have been confiscated, even their own office. By the way, Mr. Speaker, do you know that the accounting officer of the office of the deputy governor is the chief of staff, who is an appointee of the governor? So they can only process payments for this office of the deputy governor if they have the direct nod of the governor, Mr. Speaker. I'm told for the case of Laikipia, for example, and the deputy governor for Laikipia is the chairman of all the deputy governors in the republic. He does not even have a budget of his own. The budget is for the office of the governor. So it will be at the whim of the governor and the chief of staff to either fuel your car or not. If you're politically correct, they can fuel. If you're politically not correct, it is not fueled. So, Mr. Speaker, for us to cure and for us to ensure that people do not earn, you know, Mr. Speaker, we have had many cases. I think it was in the case of West Pokot that the deputy governor almost served an entire term without ever stepping in the county, Mr. Speaker. I know of a deputy governor from Nyandarua who stayed for like 2 years without ever stepping in the county because he was told by the governor, I don't need you. When I ever need you, I will call you, Mr. Speaker. So why is this person earning? Why is this person being paid? Why does he have then the members of staff? He has a PA, he has a personal assistant, he has many aides here and there. So why are they being paid if this person is not offering any services to that particular county, Mr. Speaker? So therefore, I actually really commend the Committee on Devolution for these very good recommendations that have been made, that it is imperative that there be a deliberate assignment of responsibility to ensure optimal utilizations of resources. Because, as I have said, Mr. Speaker, the office of the deputy governor is funded from the public money. They have a budget that has been provided for by taxpayers, Mr. Speaker. So if this office is being funded by the taxpayers, Mr. Speaker, then taxpayers must get utility out of this particular money that they are spending on this specific person, Mr. Speaker. The amendment, and I'm sure that is what you are proposing, Mr. Speaker, that we amend the County Governments Act Cap 265 to impose a mandatory requirement on the governor to assign a specific responsibility to the deputy governor. Mr. Speaker, in the first dispensation of Nyandarua County, that is 2013 to 2017, the first deputy governor of our county was called Waithaka Mwangi. The governor was also called Waithaka Mwangi. They shared the name. He was assigned the role of being the CEC for lands, I think land settlement and physical planning, Mr. Speaker. So it is possible, if a governor wants, it is possible that they can utilize the expertise of the deputy governor, Mr. Speaker, because nobody has monopoly of knowledge. Nobody has monopoly of knowledge. It cannot be that the governor is the brightest person in that particular county, so bright that he can undertake every function and cannot give even one function to their deputies, Honorable Speaker. And you know the way they speak to them very well, very nicely. I know the way you'll be speaking to yours, Mr. Speaker. Even the people who are wooing you so that you can join them, they'll be telling you that join me and we'll share government 50-50. But once you have been sworn in, once you put the Bible down, then things start collapsing. But I would also want to throw a word of caution, Mr. Speaker, just as it has also been recommended by the Devolution Committee, that the assignment of a portfolio of the Deputy Governor as a member of the County Executive Committee is a discretion of the Governor, because anyway, he's the appointing authority. You may find a cantankerous person, and you have a requirement in law. If you put it as a requirement in law that they must be CCM, Mr. Speaker, we might cure one problem and create another. And I don't want to use the words that were ever used in this house by Senator Dhangwa, that we may be curing diarrhea by seeing the exit. And I think it is not really very, very helpful, Mr. Speaker.
What is your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, I'm rising on a point of law and procedure. Mr. Speaker, looking at the petition, I tend to believe that our distinguished committee might have misused our resources, because the intention of the petition is already provided in law, and I want to invite you, Mr. Speaker, sir, to Section 62 of the County Governments Act number 17 of 2012, where it says the functions of the powers of the governor. And then it goes to Section 32, Mr. Speaker, functions of the deputy governor. It says the deputy governor shall take and subscribe oath to or affirmation as set out in the first schedule of this act before assuming office. Number 2, Speaker, the deputy governor shall deputize for the governor in execution of governor's function. The governor may assign the deputy governor any other responsibility or portfolio as a member of the county executive. So, Mr. Speaker, my concern is if such petition comes, you know, when we are raising these issues, we assume that there is a policy lacuna or legal lacuna. But what we are canvassing is already provided in law. So, Mr. Speaker, I really needed your ruling, because if we are saying let the governors, the law is already there in Section 32, subsection 3. It is already provided that the governor may assign. So what are we doing? Mr. Speaker, this is superfluous. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, this is a very pregnant and conscient point.
As a point of information from the committee chair.
But let me canvass my point so that I don't lose the trail of thought.
Your point is taken
already. No, Mr. Speaker, I'm coming home. I'm coming home, just kindly. No, you don't know whether I'm home or not. Mr. Speaker, that is... Mr. Speaker, can you protect me? Let me conclude. So the intention of any statement or any petition or motion...
You know, what is your point of honor? Because it's still not
I said I raise on point of law and point of procedure. And of course, point of order is in the Standing Order 135 on the accuracy or the information or even contents of speech, Mr. Speaker. Because my concern is, what are we intending to achieve, Mr. Speaker? Yet Section 32(4) has provided for. So are we saying as a House we will force governors, who include Governor Boni Khalwale, Governor Utsosi, and myself, that they must assign? Mr. Speaker, I need your ruling, because this is a very serious point of law. And I'm also aware, Speaker, you have a matter.
There is a point of information from the committee chair.
Can I get informed, then I conclude?
No, now you have concluded. Then I will give back.
Let me finish, Speaker. I am aware that you have also a legislative proposal on how deputy governors should be given. So what do we intend to achieve? That's my only concern on point of law and procedure.
I want to inform the member that, of course, the clause he's talking about is there. But of course, it is made at the discretion of the governor. What we're saying now is we say shall, so that it can be compelled that the governor must assign the deputy governor a responsibility. But as it is now, it's at his own discretion. The law does not say, does not force the governor to assign. And what we have seen is actually what has been happening in the counties.
Thank you, Chair. You know, the committee recommendations are crystal clear. Their recommendations are very open-ended, what they want to achieve. And that is what the petition and the request and the committee to do. So I'm suspecting this matter of law and procedure you are raising. Then also I'm doubting something in your law school. Because the recommendations are very clear from the committee. Because you must read the report. Senator Medu was doing so well until you interrupted him. And you must read the report before I give you a chance to contribute. Unless I'm convinced, read the recommendations of the committee. Then why are you raising a matter that you know they are trying to delete me and put shall? You're out of order, Senator Chalugei. Senator Medu, proceed and conclude.
I'm not yet at the point of conclusion, Mr. Speaker. I think I still have time. But before then, Mr. Speaker, may I also inform the House that I am now a first-year student of law at the University of Nairobi. And so, therefore, I have so much to learn from my seniors, especially Senator Cherargei. That's why I'm a bit surprised that he has not been able to read the salient issues that have been raised in this petition, because the petitioner has actually quoted the very law that you have read. And he has said that even though there's that provision, very few governors have exercised that particular authority. So I don't want to, I might find myself as a pupil in his law firm. So I want to tread very carefully, very carefully, Mr. Speaker. But be it as it may, I was at the point of saying I agree fully with the recommendation of the committee that we cannot force governors to assign specifically portfolios as county executive committee members, Honorable Speaker. And so, therefore, I'm looking forward to the bill that you'll be proposing so that we may get to understand which are these. Mr. Speaker, if you are to borrow from the national government architecture, Mr. Speaker, it would have expressly recommended that maybe the deputy president is given a specific ministry. But in the wisdom of those who actually authored our constitution, they gave him specific mandates. More specifically on this mandate of IBEC, Mr. Speaker, most of the government agendas, including budgetary provisions, be it in the national government, be it in the county government, including the way we divide our resources, Mr. Speaker, is discussed at IBEC. And so, therefore, this is an extremely salient role that has been assigned to that office. And I'm looking forward, Mr. Speaker, to that particular proposal that you'll be making. I don't know, and because I've not read, and I can't read your mind, Mr. Speaker, what you'll be proposing in that particular bill, Mr. Speaker, but there is one organization of government that was in many county governments that was construed to be a department within the departments that are provided for in the county governments, the Department of Devolution. You find a CEC for devolution and public service. Maybe, Mr. Speaker, as you craft that law, you may want to loop in deputy governors so that they can be able to play a role in that particular function of devolution and public administration in the counties, Mr. Speaker. So that finally, we don't, force deputy governors to work with, or rather, we don't force governors to work with the deputy governors, Mr. Speaker, but because Senator Cherargei has asked, what was the petitioner looking for when he was raising this petition? What the petitioner has raised is that the deputy governor is funded by taxpayers. If there is no role that he is undertaking, if there is no utility that the public is getting from the services of that deputy governor, why is he in office? Why is he or she in office, Mr. Speaker? And so, therefore, I support this particular report. I said, and the chair was not here, I was not happy about the report they brought last time. I am now very happy, and I have seen that this committee on devolution actually works best under extreme pressure. So if we exert extreme pressure on this particular committee, it can continue serving this House and serving it very well. I wish you well, and thank you very much.
Yes, Senator Boni Karwala.
Mr. Speaker, I'm surprised that on a matter of procedure, it looks like the matter raised by the Senator of Nandi is like you want to gag him. During this debate, we should subject the recommendations of the committee to debate. And, Mr. Speaker, the assumption of that is that there is a void. The Constitution of Kenya already, Mr. Speaker, has assigned functions to the governor the deputy governor, and the rest of the members of the executive committee. Mr. Speaker, with your permission, Article 179, it says that the executive authority of the county is vested in and exercised by a county executive committee. Then they define the membership of the county executive committee. Mr. Speaker, it then goes further and says the county governor and the deputy governor are the chief executive and deputy chief executive of the county, respectively. So, if the deputy governor is the principal assistant of the governor, this constitution, and Mr. Speaker, with due respect, I remember I was on that seat there when this argument took place in the year 2012. The bill, the county government bill at that time was being moved by Musalia Mudavadi, who was then in charge of local government. And the argument, Mr. Speaker, and because you are working on this bill, I encourage you to go and read the Hansard and all the contributions that we made. The argument was that, yeah, console Mr. Speaker, because you are going to guide us as a house.
What?
Yes.
You proceed with your argument.
No, I was requesting that you listen to me.
One year is on your side, the other one was with the CK.
I hear you. You know, I was fearing that now you are leaving me to the mercy of a third-year student of law called...
First year.
First year?
Yes.
To make it worse. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, we really have to interrogate. Nothing has been taken away. The purpose of not making it shall in the act was deliberate, so that the governor can exercise his prerogative.
Boni Karwale, when you be getting your chance to debate, just you argue on those bases, right? Those are your arguments. I must not agree with the arguments, and Medu must not agree with your arguments. So during debate, you'll have your 20 minutes to hammer those points.
But
so let us make progress.
Mr. Speaker, before you rule me out, is that the chair has been invited by the senator.
I can't give you time to debate when you don't have the opportunity.
I'm
not
at
your time.
Mr. Speaker, sir, with maximum respect, and you know how much I respect procedure, the senator of Nandi is on record in this house, having invited the chair to make a decision on this matter. So, if you don't wish to make the decision now, you can make the decision later, because the matter is weighty.
Senator Mboni Karwale, resume your seat.
Oblige.
Senator Ososi Gonfrey, it's your time to make your contribution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think the matter before us, the matter of this motion on the role of deputy governors and the assignment of roles by portfolio by the governor is a very important issue. And I want to thank the committee for the step they have taken to go through the petition and bring this report to this House for consideration, Mr. Speaker, because, Mr. Speaker, the issue of deputy governors in our counties is a very, very, very serious issue. In some counties, it is even a very divisive issue, Mr. Speaker. I know, for example, a county like Trans Nzoia, where the deputy governor has been stopped from performing her duties as a deputy governor. So it is a matter that requires intervention and careful thinking by this House, Mr. Speaker. We have deputy governors in some counties who have no office. You remember even your own county, Mr. Speaker, we had that problem. We have deputy governors Who's
Chair Devolution Committee? Senator Boni Karwari, Senator Chalgei Samson.
We have deputy governors who have no fuel for their vehicles. They don't even have vehicles in the first place, Mr. Speaker, because they have been denied vehicles, they have been denied fuel. They are just there, Mr. Speaker, just to earn a salary. They have no allowances. And yet, in law, they are supposed to be substantive principal assistant to the governor. Mr. Speaker, I get the argument by Senator Aluale and Senator Cherargei. But in the Constitution, if you read Article 179, it does not talk about assignment of portfolios. It talks about the deputy governor being the deputy chief executive of the county. But the County Government Act has gone further to define that the governor may assign portfolios to the deputy governor. So what the petitioner is seeking is that instead of saying may assign, we need to change the law so that it says shall assign, so that our governors are compelled to give substantive duties to deputy governors. And that will help a lot in resolving some of the problems that we have in our counties, where deputy governors are basically flower girls, and in some cases are even enemies of the governor. So I think this is a matter that this House must thoroughly look through and make the necessary adjustment to the law. But Mr. Speaker, even as we seek to do that, we must also protect the office of the governor, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you have a scenario where some deputy governors are, because of that constitutional requirement, where you are supposed to be having a running mate, you pick someone to be your deputy governor, and then as soon as he comes in, he realizes that he can actually become a governor by just when we have a vacancy in that office. So they start undermining the governor. So now what happens? Or they start, is used by your competitors to undermine you. So what happens? They instantly become enemies. So we need to really look at this relationship between the principal and the deputy. How does it work? I know this system was borrowed from the US system. We must acknowledge that we have a problem with that pairing. Even at the level of presidency, Mr. Speaker, we have a problem. We had a problem between the first president who was elected under this new constitution and the deputy. Even in this, currently, we also had a problem between the president and his deputy, and that's why he was impeached in this House. And even now, as we are speaking, the deputy president of this country seems not to be having substantive powers, to the extent that we now see deputy president running around doing what we call empowerment program. Doing empowerment programs across the country. He seems that he has been delegated a job that does not exist in the Constitution to make him waste time, to make him focus on things that have no value to this country, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Ososi, you know, while chairing this session, I cannot give you that leeway to discuss the office of the Deputy President. Familiarize yourself with standing order, is it 121? 101, yes, 101. Standing order 101. Because, no, let me first caution him that he is really trending on the wrong trajectory. So 101, No, we must bring a substantive motion to discuss the Deputy President.
Mr. Speaker.
So you can proceed, but I have given you that question.
Mr. Speaker, I get your
Okay,
point.
you are doing so well on the Deputy Governor. Just stick to that lane. You are doing so well.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I was just trying to demonstrate the point that this pairing of the principal and his deputy, even at the level of the presidency and the governor, seem to be a challenge to this country. We must address it. Even as we are seeking to address the problem of deputy governor and deputy, we also have a problem up there, and a solution has to be found. But Mr. Speaker, even as this House discusses the issue of the role of deputy governors, we must also move with speed to have a substantive law on impeachment, so that even as governors give substantive duties to their deputy, they sit in office comfortably, that they will not be easily impeached. So I think the committee should, as a matter of urgency, also come up with the impeachment procedure law, which will tighten the process of impeachment so that governors sit comfortable in their office and they don't fear, because the problem we are reading in this petition is basically fear, that governors fear that they can easily be replaced, either through impeachment or through any other means by their deputy governors. So they look at them as enemies. So for us to have a balanced approach to this matter, Mr. Speaker, I suggest that even as we look at amending the County Government Act to provide for the amendment on Section 32(3) of the County Government Act, so that it is mandatory for governors to assign substantive duties to their deputies. Likewise, we must ensure there is a substantive law to make governors comfortable in their office and tighten the process of impeaching governors in this country. Otherwise, this is a very progressive law, and I want to support and request that we should all support this, so that we have stabilities in our counties, so that governors can feel safe, and also deputy governors can perform their roles of deputy governor. I support.
Actually, what you are saying is that the impeachment procedures what should happen is that once a governor is impeached, both of them leave the office. That will not motivate deputy governors to not to respect their bosses, the governors. Next is Senator Chalagai Samson. Or you did your bit on the point of order. Do you need more time?
Yes, I want to transform this floor into a classroom by advancing my argument on various aspects, Mr. Speaker, starting from what is discretionary law. And I hope, I wish Senator Metu, who is a first-year law student, would be here, so that as I give cogent points of law and procedure, he can be up to date with what we mean by discretionary power. The origin of discretionary power, discretionary law, is to give alternatives, to give options. Because, Mr. Speaker, let me use the judicial authority. Judges and judicial officers use discretionary power in case by case because of multiple choices, the issue of reason, the issue of rationale. Mr. Speaker, because if you remove discretionary power, you threaten in making that thing to be rigid, Mr. Speaker. And that is why I was arguing that when you look at Section 62(3), the courts have given governor discretionary power based on the choices. The reason, Mr. Speaker, and I want to agree with Senator Bondi Halwale, and it's good we have institutional memory. It's good we have institutional memory, Mr. Speaker. You know why I want to say, and I wish, Mr. Speaker, when I raise this on a ruling, the reading of Article 179 of the Constitution sub-article 5. It says, when the county governor is absent, the deputy county governor shall act as a county governor. Mr. Speaker, sub-article 7, if a vacancy arises in the office of the county governor, the members of the county executive committee appointed under clause 2B cease to hold office. Mr. Speaker, the drafters of County Governments Act Section 632 were well aware of provisions of Article 179. And that is why they gave those discretionary powers to the governor. And I want to tell you, Mr. Speaker, we wish you well as you run to be the governor of the great people of Meru. But we are working on a dangerous path by curtailing your discretionary powers. There is a principle behind it, so that you use your reason, your judgment alternative to exercise discretionary powers. And that is why power of mercy provided by the Constitution is one of the discretionary powers that is exercised by the President, Mr. Speaker. And it is important that Kenyans know that the provision of Article 79 envisage a situation where a governor dies, resigns, or becomes incapacitated, and the deputy governor takes over as the governor. Because the county members of executive, they cease to hold office. And that is why they use a may, not shall. Because the origin of discretionary powers is to exercise, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, looking at Article 179, and even all the way to Article 181, it is important. Even when you look at that, that is why they say the office of the governor. And therefore, the aspect of deputy governor, Mr. Speaker, I agree. Deputy governors should not be flower girls or page boys. They should be assigned responsibilities. Even in the case of the deputy president, you remember, and history is a good teacher, that executive order was issued by the president to give powers to the deputy president's office, including IBEC and other chairing subcommittees of cabinet. So this discretionary power for a wise governor is they can issue a gazette notice assigning responsibilities and portfolio. In fact, we are being myopic in our thinking. You know why, Mr. Speaker? Because we want to curtail the power of a governor, because discretionally, the governor can assign many more responsibilities than just being a CCM. And I know, even if, in fact, if today, Mr. Speaker, sir, if today the governor is traveling outside the country for medical treatment or for any assignment, they appoint deputy governor to assume the entire running of the county. So if you curtail to be a CCM of finance, Mr. Speaker, and this is the constitutional law with constitutionalism, and I'm happy the chair now is seated properly, Mr. Speaker. So we must implicate, Mr. Speaker, we must be fair. Because the moment the governor of Bomet is not in office, Deputy Governor Rotich assumes the entire running of the county government. So when you curtail, Senator
Boni Halwale,
and incoming Governor Kakamega.
Senator Chirargei, take your seat.
Mr. Speaker, when the Senate started, he said he was going to teach, and I'm really benefiting from the lesson. But did you hear him say, under 105, that after you came, the chair had now started, said properly? Is in order to impute improper motive on Deputy Speaker, that the Deputy Speaker was improperly seated? Can he substantiate?
Senator Chirargei, could you substantiate what you meant by that statement? I don't want to speak for you,
No, yes,
but I
Mr.
understood what you meant, but kindly substantiate.
Mr. Speaker, when there was change of the seats, I saw how uncomfortably you were moving, trying to sit. So when I was driving my points home, you had now sat properly and focused on me. So I don't know what Senator Kalwale is imagining. Because I don't, in fact, in my entire life, I have never attempted to impute any improper motive on any member of Speaker's panel, including yourself. You know I have a tremendous respect. And you know in my culture, respect is equated to a cow. What do you mean? Mr. Speaker, And that is why even in our culture, it is a respect, and you know, we
Senator
come from the
Cherargei,
same...
proceed to,
Yes, that is why they say...
Contribute.
And that is respectful of Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, so I am driving the... And I'm happy Senator Metu has walked back because he has missed very heavy and cogent legal points. I was following. You are following, thank you. So let me move to point number 4. And therefore, I was making the point that we are trying to curtail the work of... And by the way, I have tremendous respect for deputy governors. When I was a member of the Devolution Committee, they appeared before us. Let's speak. Even my own deputy governor appears more like a flower girl. Because even the current, my governor, does not even respect the deputy governor. Even in the succession matrix of gubernatorial seat of Nandi County, the deputy governor is running for governor, but the deputy governor has never endorsed him. Dr. Yulita. Because of that fear. So speak. I know the frustrations of deputy governors. I know when Senator Metu speaks, he speaks from experience. I know deputy governors who don't have cars, don't have fuel. Even the deputy governor of Kericho, Engineer Fred Kirui, who was the whistleblower in the fictitious payment of 85 million. He said even on record that he doesn't have a car, a bodyguard, a driver, a fuel. The car was taken away. Go to Siaya. Siaya is the worst case. Mr. Speaker, when the deputy governor was brought here for impeachment, CPA William Odwal, we didn't impeach him. But do you know up to today, almost 1 year, he cannot access his office. He cannot access his office. And the governor of Siaya purports to be the paragon of democracy and rule of law. So what do you do in such situation? He said on record, and he has written to this house and written to the Devolution Committee, that when he tried to access his office in Siaya town, men in black descended on him and his vehicles. It was like bees, yani nyuki, were on him, Mr. Speaker. So that is why we are saying we understand the frustration of deputy governors, Mr. Speaker. William Odwal cannot access his office, not because of any mistake, because of political differences between him and Governor James Orengo. Mr. Speaker, we agree with the frustration. At least your governor, from the observation, maybe I don't know, they look like they are working very well with your governor, but from your body language, it looks like things have gone mulot. They have gone south, Mr. Speaker. They have gone mulot, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Cherargei.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
You can't purport to interpret the body language of the chair.
Yes, yes.
As to whether or not Governor Pachoka and his deputy are working together. It can't be read from the body language of the chair. But I allow you to pass and proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, because from I know you very well. You have represented me before in court, so I know how you behave when you agree or you don't. And there is what we call sign language. It is recognized in the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, even Trans Nzoia Deputy Governor, Philomena Kapkori, brought an issue of frustration in running of Trans Nzoia, where she had been attacked publicly by people close to the governor. She had been denied access to the office. She could not access her office, the vehicles, and the support. And Mr. Speaker, the sad reality, as Senator Metu has said, the person who is the financial or the accounting officer of a deputy governor is the chief of staff of governor. Madam Kapkori almost cried before the committee, the deputy governor of Trans Nzoia. Almost cried. Because she was being frustrated and humiliated, and she is a woman, and I didn't see women coming out to demonstrate against. I hope the new Senator Wakwabi will be the first to protest, because you cannot be saying tawe, tawe, tawe everywhere, and you are towering your people. You cannot work with your deputy governor. How do you want to lead a nation when you cannot even work with your deputy governor? That is why those governors like Governor Natembe must be called to order. Even you remember Deputy Governor of Kisii, because of political differences with Governor Simba Arati, Deputy Governor Monda was impeached. By the county assembly, we confirmed the impeachments. The former colleague of Senator Kalwale Monda is now home. He's taking care of tea leaves and other things. Mr. Speaker, because of political differences with Governor Simba Arati. Now, and even, Mr. Speaker, the Deputy Governor, and I know this was a friend of Medu, Deputy Governor Engineer John Bararoto of Wasingishu also resigned because of the frustration from Governor of Wasingishu, Chelele. And he said it on record. So, Mr. Speaker, we understand where deputy governors come from. But we should not entrench and infringe. And I want to encourage Senator Metu when he will reach the low class, Mr. Speaker. I don't know whether, Mr. Speaker, you are aware that Senator Metu is on first year in law school in University of Nairobi. He's in first semester. Yes, and I'm now giving him free lecture lessons here, courtesy of you. That when he reaches the level of the learning on the law of discretionary law, he should either approach you or me so that we can guide the power and the rationale of discretionary power that has been envisaged in Section 32 of the County Governments Act. And that is why there is also power of mercy. And even that is why I agree. The President William Ruto, as an example, issued an executive order #1 before in 2022 to give powers to former impeached deputy president, Mr. Speaker. Even when Professor Kithure Kindiki was, I know Senator Metu doesn't like Professor Kithure Kindiki, but he's the current deputy president. I know he will learn to know that. Senator Joyce is telling me he doesn't love him in public, but he loves him in private. So I don't know how such a love operates. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, and an executive order.
Senator Cherargei, there is a point of order from Senator Medu.
Mr. Speaker, I would have let it slip the way Senator Cherargei was going, but he has made a very damaging comment that I don't love a man in public, but I love a man in private. Mr. Speaker, may he expound what he actually means when he says that I love whatever man he's speaking about. I can't remember the name he said, but he's speaking of a certain man that I love in private, so I would want him to expound what he exactly
Senator
means.
Medu, you have made your point. You're out of order. If you recall, the Honorable Senator Cherargei was paraphrasing the statement made by Senator Joyce, who is not on the chair. So Senator Cherargei just referred to a statement made by someone who was not speaking.
He has said it on record, his own answer. Yeah.
He paraphrased it. He didn't say that is not his statement. Senator Cherargei, proceed.
Can I substitute? Can I substitute so that he can be comfortable?
Proceed to do
that he has a liking for Deputy President Professor Kinduki.
Senator Cherargei,
so that he becomes comfortable.
I have ruled Senator Medu out of order.
Okay.
Please conclude on your...
No, but I understand where Medu comes from, you know, with the current issues of Forex.
Order, Senator
in
order,
many things,
order,
then
Senator
it is
Joyce.
understandable. Mr. Speaker, can I be protected?
And be
You know,
serious in what you are doing.
Senator
Be
Joyce should be
serious in
aware
what
she's
you are
not
doing,
in
Senator
Mulot
Cherargei.
or
Order,
Chebalungu.
Senator Joyce, Senator Medu, order, please. Order, Senator Joyce. I will throw you out, Senator Joyce. Proceed. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, on a lighter touch, of course, so that our debates get the human part of it, but Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, therefore, I don't totally, and I want to advise the Deputy Speaker, Senator Katuri, because there is a legislative proposal, that for some of us who aspire to be county chiefs or governors, this discretionary power allows you to run your county efficiently. It is important. And that is why myself and Senator Kalwale, we are worried that there was wisdom as to why discretionary power was given to governors, so that they have a more latitude on running the affairs of the county. So I think on this one, Mr. Speaker, let us legislate on other more important things, Mr. Speaker, than on this. Let us allow discretionary to exist. And that is power of mercy has been given, for example, to president. And I want to encourage governors, the way President William Ruto has done, he has issued executive orders for deputy president, like now Professor Kithure Kindiki chairs the IBEC, he chairs the one we call the one for caucus, the one for reforms, tea reforms, coffee reforms. He chairs on cabinet. He chairs subcommittees of cabinet. He chairs principal secretary caucuses. He is reassigned. Why would a deputy governor wants to be a CCM all that? If the governor wants to assign you to do something else, why don't you give the governor that freedom? Let's speak. And that is why, as a country, I want to encourage governors and even our nation. Let us have inbuilt solutions. Mr. Speaker, the problem we have in this country is over legislation. I saw Donald Trump today or yesterday addressing the largest military generals of US in Virginia, Mr. Speaker. And he said a very profound statement that it is not the business of United States of America to protect the borders of Somalia and Kenya. He says their business is to look inward, making America great again, MAGA. What did I learn from Donald Trump's speech? When he was addressing the generals from all over the world that had congregated in Virginia, the Speaker, was to encourage Africans to look inward. As we talk, the American government are shut down. Yet most of us depend on NGOs and many others, Global Fund, the USAID was shut down. The solution, Mr. Speaker, is to look inward. What I learned from President Donald Trump is that let us look inward, Mr. Speaker. Even as we do other things, as we run other affairs internationally or locally, Mr. Speaker, we must ensure that we find our solutions. Solution is not over legislating. Solution is not over representing. And I want to tell deputy governors, we feel you. It is more, and I want to borrow the wisdom of my senior brother, Kalwale, a man of tremendous respect, a bullfighter, a man with many children and many wives, that this is more of an interpersonal relationship. Didn't tell me that? Interpersonal relationship. It's more of interpersonal. You need, as a deputy governor, respect. A deputy governor is not a co-governor. A deputy president is not a co-president. Know your position as a principal assistant to the governor. And I agree with the wisdom of Senator Kalwale that these things is more of interpersonal skills. So I want to call, I know deputy governors feel that they should be assigned responsibility. I know most of them are tired of reading newspapers in the offices. I know they are tired of just sitting idly. But they should know the wisdom. They should know the wisdom of our drafters of the Constitution and the promulgation of the Constitution 2010. That it is very important. And I want to appeal to these governors. Governor of Kericho, Governor of Trans Nzoia, Governor of Kisii, Governor of Siaya, Governor of Uasin Gishu, and other governors who have a problem with their deputy governors to ensure that they work closely. Because at the end of the day, they are the leaders of all those counties. With those many remarks, Mr. Speaker, I beg to oppose, and I thank you. I hope, Senator Metu, the class is over.
Senator Maureen Tabitha Mutinda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Actually, you are the only speaker who calls me by my good 3 ID names, something that I really appreciate so much. Mr. Speaker, first of all, I want to appreciate this committee of delegated for a job that is within their mandate, what they've been able to come up with. But Mr. Speaker, even before I proceed further, from where I sit, and from the recommendations that the committee have been able to put, I'm not satisfied. From the level of a deputy governor, Mr. Speaker, more was expected in this report. What they've summarized is an English word of may to shall. Nothing further than that, Mr. Speaker. The report does not go deeper to state that when they seek that it moves from section 32, moves from the governor may assign deputy to the governor shall assign deputy, it should be specific. What do you want to assign a deputy governor? Do you want to assign him or her to be in charge of the drivers? Just a question, Mr. Speaker. what is that specific role that the deputy governors should be able to do? It should have been captured. It should have been tabled, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when we are on the campaign trail, both the governor candidate and the deputy governor candidate are one. They move together selling ideologies, selling their manifesto, Mr. Speaker, talking to the people and telling them what they shall deliver as a team, Mr. Speaker. It is not a one man's or one woman's responsibility alone. That is why, even when they are submitting their documents to IBC, they submit, Mr. Speaker, as a team. Mr. Speaker, when you look at the ballot papers, it is written the candidate's name of the governor and the deputy combined. That is one party ticket. So that when we are voting for them as one. How is it now, when it comes to responsibility, it's a matter of may? At the same time, Mr. Speaker, does it not really go deeper and make us ask ourselves as leaders, is the work of a deputy governor to wait, God forbid, for either death or even impeachment to occur, for them to actually actualize their roles and their functions and their mandate? Because we've seen after impeachment, that is when a deputy governor takes over. Look at the case of Meru County, Mr. Speaker. Look at also the issue of the former deputy governor Monda, when the impeachment went through. Another person was put to replace him. That's it. It's like on the campaign trail, they're together. But when it comes to deliverables, it's not, Mr. Speaker. I expected the committee led by the chair, none other than Senator Abbas, having had a feel and the concerns that also we've been able to raise, because we've seen differences with governors and their deputies. And if this is the solution in terms of deputy governors to have roles, then these roles need to be specific, Mr. Speaker. These roles need to be stipulated, Mr. Speaker. The deputy governors, the law should be able to state clearly that this is their specific role. And of course, the law will be clear. In the event a governor is impeached, or in the event there are no more, then the deputy takes over. But should deputy governors, for Christ's sake, have to wait for them to perform their duties to their people? These people also have political ambitions. They have also futures. Then when you go back to the ground, people are asking, where were you? We didn't even know that it actually existed. Look at our great county of Nairobi. Mr. Speaker, do you know the deputy governor of Nairobi? I'm sure then you'll start Googling and asking themselves, who's this guy? Because most of them are not even visible. They are not even out there. And he's not the only one, Mr. Speaker. When deputy governors raise concerns of accountability, when governors are undergoing impeachment, Mr. Speaker, they use the narrative of accusing their deputy governors to be the ones gaslighting, to be the ones spearheading their impeachments. Why? Because of the issue of accountability. Because of the issue of transparency, Mr. Speaker. There needs to be a specific mandate for deputy governors in this country. Mr. Speaker, it is sad. You find that out of their political differences, someone does not even sometimes go to the office. They are comfortably seated wherever they are, and at the end of the month, they cash their check, Mr. Speaker. Is it the reason that they were elected? Honestly speaking, that's not the case. It is until these roles are specified, Mr. Speaker. Let us call a spade a spade. We have a lot of them, not even a lot, we have 47 of them, 47 governors, most of them. Maybe a smaller percentage is the one that have actually been assigned specific roles. And this is sometimes because probably this deputy governor has this type of profession, could be a medical doctor, could be a professional teacher, and you find that the governor has assigned them roles as far as those professionals, probably in one way or the other, probably they are concerned. Yes, they are concerned. So at the end of the day, when I looked at the report at the end of, in terms of what the committee has recommended, the committee has recommended just the simple issue of removing the word may and putting shall. Then where do we leave the deputy governors, for Christ's sake? And when you look at it further, the section 32 talks about that the governor currently says the governor may assign the deputy governor roles. So when we put the word shall, it will say the governor shall assign the deputy governor roles. But what are these roles? Is he going to be the head of catering, Mr. Speaker? Yet these people went to the ground with a clear strategy, with a clear manifesto, with clear ideologies for their people, for them to be elected. And when that happens, that is it. The CECs are even more powerful than the deputy governors, Mr. Speaker. When the deputy governors will be assigned specific roles, and this is what I would urge the committee of delegated to go back and do a better job, to be able to stipulate these specific roles, because it is not clearly indicated. A position, as I said, for deputy, you know, you're just there hanging, waiting for your boss. Now that is your boss. Yet when you are on the ballot, you've been chosen because you had specific qualifications, specific qualities that made you qualify for that governor candidate to bring you in as their deputy. One, of course, you're a graduate, Mr. Speaker. Secondly, because you've been able to showcase your leadership position. Thirdly, because you are able to align with the governor with his manifesto. You agree with it. You agree that this is what we are going, these are our deliverables, Mr. Speaker. But if this is not specified for the deputy governors, Mr. Speaker, we will still continue to have issues that they keep on raising. I think when I was listening to Senator Cherelgay, he mentioned about the deputy governor for Siaya, the one who went through the impeachment process. I remember I was in that panel, and he went back to office. But politically, the working relation is not good. Mr. Speaker, of course, politics is not a relationship, Mr. Speaker. It's how you package your own concepts, Mr. Speaker. Concepts that you shall deliver to the people. But what the committee has put down, it's not enough, Mr. Speaker. More needs to be done for our deputy governors to be able to deliver, so that devolution is still strengthened, Mr. Speaker. Most of the deputy governors, you don't even know them, as I've given an example of Nairobi County. For you to be able to identify, for you to be able to even know a deputy governor for a certain county, you have to Google, you know? But the governors are out here. And there are very few governors, Mr. Speaker, by the way, who are finishing their term. They are two-term, they are finishing. And a very small percentage of deputy governors will be able to rise to go and vie for that seat, because a bigger percentage has been disempowered, Mr. Speaker. Highly disempowered. We've seen very few deputy governors having the confidence to carry on. One, because of the frustrations that they've been able to go through. It is very frustrating. Some of them are not even, you know, going to workplaces. We saw in 2017 to 2022, the former deputy governor of Nairobi, none other than Honorable Rigathi, by then, he resigned. He said, you know, I can't stand this. I came in with a lot of vigor. I came in with a lot of energy. I want to work. I spoke and communicated my agenda to the people. I told them what I shall do. But what happened in return? Eventually, that was overturned. But he was strong enough to boldly say, you know what? I'm not going to earn a salary that I'm not working for. And he resigned. When he came to vie in 2022, Mr. Speaker, when he came to vie, the first question was, if you were not able to sustain and be in that county because of the pressure that you said, will you manage it now? That was the first question to the public eyes, Mr. Speaker. An indication that that is what most of the deputy governors are going through today in this country. Yet during that time for campaign, all is rosy, Mr. Speaker. Some of them have even wasted, Mr. Speaker, their career opportunities. Some had to resign to be able to join this trail. And eventually, you're just seated there like a zombie, Mr. Speaker. You're not able to put out what you're capable of, Mr. Speaker. And when the governor blunders and makes his own mistakes, and you want to watch your vision and vie, you are attached to his failures. You are attached to his incompetencies. You are attached to his quackness, Mr. Speaker. Because if the governor was not able to deliver, even you as a deputy governor, you carry that burden 100%, Mr. Speaker. It is a high time, Mr. Speaker, that the committee of delegated goes and does a better job of simply specifying the roles of the deputy governors in this country, Mr. Speaker. We have very competent deputy governors who can be able to massively and progressively, Mr. Speaker, be able to do and work well, Mr. Speaker, so that we are able to continue achieving the goals that we set for this devolution to work, Mr. Speaker. How do we have two heads of an institutions and we still have a lot of issues, Mr. Speaker? This needs to change. It is us to do the change, Mr. Speaker. It is us to help the county governments. It is us to stand with the deputy governors in this country, Mr. Speaker, by ensuring correctly their roles are specified. In those few and many, Mr. Speaker, I do not support this report.
Senator Alexander Mundige.
Asante Bwana Spika kwa kunipa nafasi niweze kuchangia mjadala ambayo unaendelea devolution kuhusu mambo ya mamlaka. Bwana Spika, katika ulimwengu kila kona zote mpaka kuwe na mtu mkubwa na mtu mdogo, Bwana Spika. Mara mingi tumeona katika devolution kuna cabinet secretary, kuna PS, kuna mandirectors, kila kitu yote iko na mpangilio, Bwana Spika. Na wakati tumefika mambo ya devolution mwananchi avaindike, inakuwa ni matatizo. Mara mingi wale wamepatiwa mamlaka kidogo, kama ni governor ama kuwe na deputy governor ama kuwe na principal, deputy principal, hiyo mambo yote sio kuhusu deputy governor peke yao. Ni kuwe na sheria inahusikana, kama kuna mkubwa na mdogo wake aweze kuwa na mamlaka, hata kama aivanani, kutengenezwa sheria ya kila mtu awe anavaindika. Kwa sababu Bwana Spika, katika ulimwengu ama katika Kenya, kila kiwango wakati mtu amewachiwa, unaweza uona kama ni mtu ni mwenyekiti aidha wa kahawa na mdogo wake, ama kuna hata cheo nyingi sana katika makamati, unakuta kuna wandogo. Lakini unakuta wale wandogo, unakuta wakati mtu amekalia kidogo, unakuta kuna mambo ya vita, mambo ya pale, kwa sababu hakuna sheria inahusikana. Bwana Spika, ukiangalia mambo wa rais wa Kenya, kusaona wakati hayuko rais, deputy ama deputy wake ama makamu wake ako na mamlaka, ingawa sia inatosana na ya rais, ako na mamlaka ya kufanya mambo mengi sana. Bwana Spika, katika ukatusi tumeona mangavana wakichaguliwa, na gavana yoyote mpaka aseme ni nani atakuwa mdogo wake, aidha ni mama ama ni mwanamke, Bwana Spika, aidha mwanaume. Lakini mambo ya ajabu, wakati wameingia kwa ofisi, unakuta saa ile mdogo wake ana mamlaka yoyote. Kwa hiyo ni mambo mengi sana inafaa iangaliwe. Hata tumeona hata katika familia, tunajua kuna mzee na mbimbi. na wanafanya kazi vizuri sana kwa sababu wanaheshimiana juu ya hiyo mamlaka. Hata mambo mengi katika dunia hii umbwe na Mungu. Tunajua hata Yesu mwenyewe alikuwa amesimamia kila kitu, lakini alikuwa amepanga mipango, na tunajua hata kulikuwa na akina Petro na wale wengine na akina Paulo hawakuwa wanatoshana. Lakini wakati umekuja mambo ya ukatusi, unakuta magavana, deputy governor wananyanyaswa, hata tulikuta principals, deputy wananyanyaswa. Kwa hivyo sio mambo ya ukatusi peke yake, ni kuonekane kama mtu ako na mamlaka kidogo, asipatiwe kama ile ya governor, lakini apatiwe cheo ya kusaidia. Si ati wakati tu governor ameondoka anakalia kidogo, wafanyikazi wa county, wafanyikazi, walimu na kona sote wanadhau yule mdogo. Lakini kama kuna njia yoyote inaweza fanyika, Bwana Spika, kunaweza angaliwa itakuwa namna gani? Kwa sababu tukiongea upande wa governor wakati wanaenda siasa, yende ikawa governor na pesa ya kutosha, uende ikawa yule makamu wake, ule deputy yake ako na pesa nyingi, ule deputy wake ako na pesa nyingi, na ako na elimu ya kutosha, na ako na kila kitu, unakuta kuna shinda wakati wametangazwa governor ni nani na mdogo wake ni nani. Kwa hiyo Bwana Spika, mimi nikiwa senator wa Embu County naunga mkono kuweza kupandishwa sheria ndio siye kuona deputy governor watafaidika namna gani. Kama kuna njia yoyote, hata kuna pia tunajua katika mawaziri wa county government anaweza kupatiwa waziri, anaweza kupatiwa waziri wa youth ama waziri wa agriculture. Ndio sasa utendaji wa kazi kama wale anasimamia, kama governor wako na CEC kama 10, mmoja Bwana Spika awe ni deputy governor wake. Wakati hiyo sasa, wakati CEC wamekutana pamoja, atakuwa naenda kupeana ripoti mwaka moja, mwezi moja amefanya kazi gani. Kwa hiyo Bwana Spika, mimi nikiwa senator wa Embu County naunga mkono, kwa sababu deputy wengine wamekuwa wamedharauliwa, walipeana pesa zao, na wawezi kuacha hiyo kiti aweze kwa miaka 5 aweze Bwana Spika kwenda kuambia watu anataka kuwa governor. Itakuwa ni shinda kubwa sana, kwa sababu yenda governor alifanya kazi mbaya na deputy alikuwa mzuri, lakini ataambiwa alikuwa pamoja, watakuwa pamoja. Kwa hivyo ni mzuri Bwana Spika ukute ule deputy governor anapatiwa mamlaka. Bwana Spika, nikiongea katika Embu, nakumbuka wakati wa zamani, nakumbuka kuna deputy governor alikuwa mandamu, alikuwa anaitwa Nditi. Alikaliwa akawa ana chochote, au akatemwa miaka 5. Ule governor tena akuja akalete Dr. Kariuki. Pandaye Kariuki akienda kutoka, Bwana Spika, ni kitu ilikuwa ya hivyo. Hata mimi najua wakati wa siasa Kariuki tulikuwa na yeye.
Senator Mundigi.
Yes,
Bwana Spika. A point of intervention. Okay. And for the benefit of Senator Tabitha, you know how to catch the eye of the Speaker. You can't assume that by raising your hand, the Speaker will give you the opportunity to speak. Now, you may proceed with your intervention.
Bwana Spika, nilikuwa nimesema nafasi ya kupata hoja ya kuweza kufafanulia mwenzangu ndugu yangu. Asante kwa nafasi. Nilitaka kumweleza
ndugu. Yuko tayari mpafanulie?
Bwana Spika, mimi siko tayari.
Very well. Senator Mundigi is not ready to be informed. Conclude, Senator Mundigi.
Bwana Spika, nikimalizia, wakati wa uchaguzi watu walikuja wakaleta maneno. Labda Mungu alikuwa ameona itakuwa Central County, lakini walikuja wakaekelea ile Dr. Kariuki. Ati alifanya hivi na alifanya hivi, na tulikumbuka hapo nyuma governor yule alikuwa kwa Embu County. Hawa deputy governor wawili walikuwa na shida nyingi sana. Kwa hiyo deputy governor wamenyeshwa, na magavana wanjui dakika ya mwisho unaenda unatafuta governor deputy ambaye unaweza kuwa watu wamekuambia ukishukua huyu utakuwa kuwa mshindi. Ama unakuta watu wanakaa pamoja, vyama inamulete pamoja, wakitafuta dialogue, waseme utaenda na huyu ndio chama fulani iweze kupita. Kwa hiyo Bwana Spika, mimi naunga mkono nikiwa senator wa Embu County, deputy na pia wale wengine wenye viti vidogo kurekebisha sheria ndio waweze kupata cheo kama magavana, ingawa hata kuwa wanatoshana, lakini wanaweza kupatiwa waziri wa aina fulani, kwa sababu tunajua katika ukatusi every governor ako na department 10. Kwa hiyo Bwana Speaker, mimi naunga mkono.
Senator Mundigi, I have granted you the latitude to continue in the direction you are going because you are the last person to speak to this. Otherwise, I would have restrained you to confine yourself to the relevance to the motion that was before the floor of the House. Now, Honorable Senators, the mover of this motion, Senator, the chairperson of the committee, relevant committee on devolution, is not present in the House, and therefore, for purposes of reply, I will, under the provisions of Standing Order 97, defer a reply to the next sitting of the House to facilitate the Honorable Senator to respond if there is any clarifications he will make. We will then proceed to call the next order. Clerk.
Order number 18, motion, progress report of the Standing Committee on National Cohesion, Equal Opportunity and Regional Integration on an inquiry into the diversity and inclusivity in staff composition at the state agencies in Kenya.
The chairperson, Standing Committee on National Cohesion, Equal Opportunity and Regional Integration, Senator Juta is not present in the House. That one is deferred. Move to the next.
Order number 19, motion, report of the Standing Committee on National Cohesion, Equal Opportunity and Regional Integration on the implementation of the state Senate resolution on the current state of the nation made on Wednesday, 24th July, 2024.
This is also a motion by the chairperson, Standing Committee on National Cohesion, Equal Opportunity and Regional Integration, who is not present in the House. That stands deferred. Next order.
Order number 20, the Public Finance Management Amendment number 4 Bill, National Assembly Bills number 45 of 2024, second reading.
The Majority Leader is absent in the chamber. It is deferred to the next sitting. Call the next order, Clerk.
Order number 21, the Culture Bill, National Assembly Bills number 12 of 2024, second reading.
The Majority Leader similarly is not present in the chamber. That is also deferred to the next sitting. Call the next order.
Order number 22, the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 48 of 2024, second reading.
This is also a bill by the Senate Majority Leader who is absent, coming up for second reading. It is hereby deferred to the next sitting of the House. Honorable Senators, who may now rise. Honorable Senators, there being no other business on the order paper, the Senate stands adjourned until tomorrow, Thursday, 2nd of October, 2025 at 2:30 p.m.